Hello, everybody. Welcome back to LettermenRow.com. I am Jeremy Birmingham. We are at DeSoto High School, the home of former Ohio State wide receiver Johntay Wilson, and the home of current Ohio State 2023 offer Johntay Cook, who was offered by the Buckeyes on Monday.
Yeah. Yes,
and I mean, you got 30 offers, right? Yeah. So it's not like an offer from Ohio State is a game changer when you've already got teams like Alabama and stuff like that in the mix. But what's it feel like just to get a phone call from Brian Hartline and say, hey, after a while of getting to know you, now's the time we're going to offer you a scholarship?
You know, it was just like exciting because like Ohio State is a powerhouse in college football, and they've been a powerhouse since I've been like watching college football.
Right. So since I was watching college football.
Yeah. So I mean, I was just excited and thankful, and like knowing that my hard work is finally paying off is just a blessing.
You know, you told me. With 30 offers, obviously you've been talking to Brian Hartline, you said, for about a month now. What did he say? What was the reason that the offer came on Monday? What did he finally decide to pull the trigger on it for?
You know, I was actually talking to Coach Dennis first, the quarterbacks coach. So I was talking to Coach Dennis first, and Coach Dennis just told me to be patient. They just want to see what type of dude I am, get the feel for me. And then once they ran it through Coach Day, and then I guess that's when they ran it through Coach Day, that's when they pulled the trigger.
Corey Dennis recruits the Dallas area for Ohio State, and then so sort of does the preliminary work and then passes the guys on to the position coaches. What type of receiver are you, Johntay? I mean, we've seen Ohio State in the last handful of years. You're a receiver. You know the Buckeyes are recruiting big-time guys around the country. But a lot of them are in that 6'2", 6'3" range, the bigger guys, and you're not that big yet. But, how do you see yourself in the offense at the next level?
You know, I don't like brag on myself, but I'm pretty versatile. Like, I can do pretty much everything in the offense. I could take a screen, 80, I could catch a jump ball, I could catch a goal line fade, take a slant. I really can do it all. I can block, I mean, even if we got in Wildcat, I could throw a little bit. Yeah. So, I mean, I really can do it all.
Well, I mean, we saw Quinn Ewers already on this trip. I don't know that the Buckeyes are going to look at you at quarterback, but you never know. I mean, that's the beauty of being an athlete, right? You can do a lot of things. Have you been able to take any visits anywhere to this point? I know that the dead period obviously is ending on May 31st, and so I'm sure you're going to get on the road. But have you been able to do anything in this past season? Because I know the Big 12 had some schools allowing fans.
So, like, last February, I went to Oklahoma State, and then, like, 2 weeks ago, I went to Texas spring game. Okay. But, like, other than that, nah, I ain't been nowhere.
Is there any pressure on you as a Texas guy to think that you have to stay in this area for college, or are you starting to really explore the options and the possibilities of moving around the country?
I mean, people may think it's pressure, but to me, it ain't no pressure. It's just like, it's me. It's where I want to go. What's the best fit for me, My dad is really huge on Texas, but I don't know. Just got to see how it plays out.
Buckeyes have done traditionally okay in this area. They did, as I said, sign Johntay Wilson out of DeSoto High School. Tristan Wallace, who was a quarterback here in 2015, ended up playing wide receiver at the next level, was committed to Ohio State. I mean, what do you know about the Buckeyes as far as the program goes? Other than they win games, everyone pretty much knows that. But what is the reputation of Ohio State, and what do you think about when you hear the name Ohio State Buckeyes?
First thing I think about when I hear Ohio State now is Garrett Wilson, because, like, in high school, Garrett Wilson was my favorite receiver at Lake Travis. So, like, I used to try to dress like him and everything. But, like, Johntay told us, now me and him talk, like, a little bit. Now so I'm, like, sort of a big recruiter and all that. He just tried to tell me the tricks and the trades of everything. And he just told me, like, it's really a good place, but you got to stay on your stuff. Like, it's real easy to get knocked off your track, like, unfocused. So he just told me it's a good place, but it's like also a lot of distractions within the college.
Yeah, I mean, I think that when you get to that level, especially at a place like Ohio State or Texas or any place where the name of the program is so big, there's a lot of people trying to grab onto you, right, and try to cling on to you. But do you get used to that at all in this area? As a high school recruit, DeSoto is one of the bigger schools in Texas and a big-time program. People know it. You're on national TV every year, all those things.
I mean, I just live life. I don't really play a role into all of that big time recruiting stuff. Like people around this school, they know who I am. Like everybody knows who I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess sometimes I get a little special treatment, but I don't really try to feed into it. I just want to be a part of the team and win sometimes. But the special treatment is good sometimes.
Yeah, no doubt.
But it's just I don't really feed into it too much.
I mean, how do you avoid it? I mean, how do you stay humble in that situation? Again, you're 16 years old.
16.
You have 30 offers, as I said, Alabama, Ohio State, Texas, pretty much every major school in the country right now, except for Clemson, probably is on that list. You know, how do you avoid buying too much into your own hype?
You just got to keep your head on. Just focus on what you got to do. Because, you know, it can just really be hype. You know, every day you got to prove that you still that dude. You know, you can't slack. Being like me or being like a big recruit at another school, you can't take no days off. Like, you got to prove every single day why you got the 30 offers, why you're a 4-star, 5-star recruit. So, you know, it's just proving yourself, really, you know. And then, like, once you prove yourself, then you can, like, live on the praise. But I never really, outside of the football field, I don't really talk about, like, my offers, none of that. Because that's me on the field. That's not me as a person. So,
do you think that, you know, when you step onto the field that people treat you different? I mean, when you're a player with that sort of profile?
Yes, they most definitely do. You know,
a little more cheap shots?
They try to take you out of the game. They try to scheme you out of the game. Like, my defense has not played me one-on-one yet this spring. I've got double covered every single snap of 11 on tempo, 7 on 7 this spring. So, it's good for me because that's what I'm going to see in the season. So, it's just easy for me to try to get around it now than be, like, bamboozled when they do it in the season. So,
with June coming around the corner, what are the plans? I mean, aside from, I'm sure you'll get to Oklahoma, I'm sure you'll get to Texas again, Texas Tech, you know, A&M, all the schools around here. But do you have any visits planned anywhere around the country? And is there discussion with Ohio State about how to get you there for a visit
this June? It's definitely discussion with Ohio State how to get me there now. I was talking about, like, going up there before I even had the offer, and me and my parents were trying to, like, work into our schedule because, like, my mom is only off, like, 3 weeks in the summer because she works for the district. Okay. So I'm going to Oregon, USC, and Florida. Okay. But I'll try to get to Ohio State.
Who'd you grow up rooting for? Who'd you grow up watching? You said your dad's all about Texas, but, you know, when you grew up and you were dreaming about playing college football, what was the uniform that OU?
Yeah.
I just saw horns down.
Oh! I was talking about OU. I was like, no, seriously.
I was just trying to do the math here. It was not a horns down.
No.
Take it easy, Internet.
It was not a horns down. Not a horns down at all.
So Oklahoma, right? So what was it about OU that you were watching growing up and you thought, hey, that's where I'd be a fit?
Let me not say growing up. Let's say, like, from the D.D. Westbrook era, Sterling Shepard, Marquis
CeeDee Lamb, etc.
Yeah. That's when I was like, man, I really can be like one of those dudes. Because, like, they was just so electrifying, and their games was just so fun to watch. Yeah. And the way that Oklahoma put the ball in the air, it's just like, what receiver wouldn't want to play in that offense?
Have you ever talked to Garrett Wilson?
I've never had a conversation with him, but, like...
Do you still dress like Garrett Wilson? How does Garrett Wilson dress? I'm going to make sure Garrett sees this.
In high school, he had some drip. Like, when he was at Lake Travis, he had some drip. And, like, when I was, like, in middle school, I used to go look at his pictures on IG and put the exact same thing that he had on and, like, wear it.
What number do you wear?
I wear number 1 now.
Number 1 now. So you didn't go exactly the same. You're not rocking that 5.
Nah, 5, not me.
Well, maybe you'll get to wear the same drip that Garrett Wilson is wearing now at Ohio State down the road. That is Johntay Cook. I'm Jeremy Birmingham. This has been one of our road trip stops here in Texas. We're at DeSoto High School. Please head over to lettermenrow.com for more on Ohio State football and recruiting. Thanks for taking time, man.
For sure.
Appreciate it.
All right.